Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and it is June, which means it is time for the next installment of the Block of the Month. Now, this has been a follow along, and I can put a link in the description so if you would like to follow along. So it's month 6, and we are going to start sewing some of these pieces together. So let's see where we're at. January, we started with all of the cutting directions. Now, I did recommend scraps, but of course, you could have used regular fabric. February, we made a pile of these 4 patches. March, we did these nice big squares and only put a little piece on that corner. April, we did 2 different blocks. Well, it's the same block, just 2 different colorways. We needed 8 scrappy ones and 52 of the same color, and I did recommend yellow, and you'll see why after. And May, we did these big blocks with the 2 corners on. Because of these corners, we do have a pile of half square triangles, and that we are going to do something additional with at the end of this follow along. We still have some fabric left, and that's going to be for another day. But this month, we're going to sew some pieces together. And we're going to need these 2 pieces. Take this one pile and divide it in half and have the whites face inside, so those blocks are on the outside. Take this pile, divide it in half, and we're going to have those triangles point inside. Now, there are no seams that are going to match up on this block, so we don't have to worry about nestling any seams. So it's going to be very easy to sew them together. As a matter of fact, you can just make 2 piles and sew those together first. Just go right to the machine and stitch a 1/4 inch and put these both piles together. When you're sewing these together, be sure that the triangular piece is against that solid corner. We can now take this to the iron and press it towards the one piece that has just that one corner on it. Now that those are all pressed, we're going to be able to sew them together in sets by just rotating those. The seams are opposing, so we're going to be able to nestle those together. Once these blocks are all sewn together, we are going to be able to press them. But before we press them, I would recommend you take a couple of threads out right here in this center. We're not going to trim them, we're just loosening the threads. And most times, all you need to do is just pull it with your fingers a little bit, and those few threads will just loosen. So I haven't taken the threads out. I have just pulled this a little bit, those threads will loosen. Now to press it, we're going to press it following this little 4 patch. So the seam is going to come down, the seam is going to go up, which means all the seams are going around in a circle. And that's going to make that little corner stay nice and flat. And if we need to quilt it, this is going to be a lot easier to quilt than a thick seam. And that is all there is for this month. When we use a white background like this, all of the scraps will go together. It doesn't matter if they're different whites, the eye just reads them all as white. This is even a little off-white, but you can see at a glance how all of those colors go together. I have prints and solids. We now have 12 of these nice big 12.5 inch blocks. I do hope you're enjoying yourself on the follow along, and as always, thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And I will see you next month. Have a spectacular day. Bye for now.